people to get the virus. We need to stop people to die.
You can question the doctor, that's okay. Why do I need to close my eyes?
For comfort, it might make you tear a little bit.
Okay, if I fall asleep?
Then we'll have to sit down.
We want to test as many as we can possibly test. COVID symptoms are basically like flu symptoms. If you think you have symptoms, get a test.
Senator, let me switch gears and ask you about your legislation in terms of your bill to kick Chinese companies off of U.S. exchanges if they keep hiding audits from U.S. inspectors. The president just referred to this, and I asked him, is he going to go one step further and make sure to hold these Chinese companies that are listed on our exchanges accountable to just follow the rules that everybody else does? Tell us about your bill.
We allowed China to be admitted to the World Trade Organization on December 11, 2001. China started cheating December 12. And President Trump has been the first president to really stand up to them. Let me give you an example. If you list your stock on an American exchange, you have to have audits periodically, and the SEC gets to review those audits. China has many of its companies, some state-owned, listed on our exchanges, but they refuse to let the SEC look at their audits. Senator Chris Van Hollen and I have a bill to kick them off. If my bill gets to the floor, and Senator Van Hollen's bill comes to the floor of the United States Senate, it will pass. If Chinese state-owned companies are going to cheat American investors, why do we want them on our exchanges? China can't go to Hong Kong. They do have some of their listings on the Hong Kong exchange, but China is slowly destroying Hong Kong economically and politically. You made a very good point. There's less liquidity in London. Everybody wants to list in America.
The Trump administration is blocking shipments of semiconductors to Chinese tech giant Huawei. This as the Chinese Communist Party threatens to sanction several U.S. lawmakers, including Senator Tom Cotton, who has appeared on this program to call out China's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, among other bad behavior. Georgia Congressman Doug Collins just introduced his own legislation on China. He joins me now. Your bill basically sanctions and freezes assets of the Chinese leadership. Tell us about it.
Exactly. It's time China decides if they want to be a world economic power, they also have to be a responsible world economic power. They can't treat the world like they treat their citizens, which is to keep them under oppression and make them believe every bit of communist doctrine that they want to believe. And what we're going to do is say, if you want to actually be a part of the world, you need to be out there and give a full accounting, an international accounting of what you did and what you did not do. It has become very apparent that they were much more willing to control it internally, but yet spread it across the world. China has a problem, and the problem is they can't be honest with themselves and they can't be honest with the international community. So we're going to put it in effect to give the president a way to sanction. We're going to not tie his hands, but give him every tool in the toolbox to get them to compete in a way that is fair in the international market. And if they don't, then fine, they'll suffer the consequences for it.
Do you worry that there will be consequences to that they're going to push back? I mean, you already have Chinese state media ominously threatening congressmen. You weren't on the list, but Josh Hawley was on the list. Tom Cotton was on the list. They are watching each of your districts to try to get back at you for coming up with legislation against China and the Communist Party.
Well, I hope the Communist Party is watching. My name is Doug Collins. They can come after me whenever they want to, but I'm going to stand with America, and I'm tired of watching intellectual property. I'm tired of them trying to steal pharmaceutical secrets. I'm tired of them letting their own country be locked down while they send people out of the country, and then they lie to it about to the world. The Communist Party must realize that they may be able to try and keep their own people down, but that regime is bound and destined to fail. We need to make sure that if you're going to have an economic partner in the world, they have to be able to compete like everybody else does and tell the truth. It seems like they can't do that even to their own people, so why would we expect it from the rest of the world?
The vice president had an op-ed in USA Today in January. He warned in February. All through the month of February, President Trump was praising President Xi of China. He was saying he trusts President Xi of China. He was saying President Xi of China was being transparent. That's why Vice President Biden says that the president was downplaying the threat from China.
Yeah, well, Joe Biden's got 40 years of sucking up to the Chinese, including 8 years as vice president. We all know about the $1 billion that his son took from the Chinese.
That's just not factual, sir. That is not a fact. He did not take $1 billion from the Chinese.
Went into that hedge fund. But be that as it may, I do think this election is going to be a referendum in many ways on China. And here's what we know, George. The Pew Research Group did a poll which showed that over 90% of the American public think that China is a threat in some way, and over 70% have an unfavorable opinion. In my judgment, the behavior of the Chinese Communist Party over the last 3 months, particularly in terms of unleashing this pandemic, I think they're shooting for 100% negative views. So we'll have Joe Biden, long friend of China, President Donald J. Trump, the only president in modern history to stand up to China.
Are the Chinese people kind of thirsting for spirituality, since it looks like the CCP is a completely materialistic culture, and they kind of brainwash people just to think about material betterment or material things? Are young people and is this generation thirsting for spiritual enlightenment?
Thank you, Mr. Bannon, for having me here. It's truly an honor to be here to speak, to tell the stories of the Chinese people. And to answer your question, sir, the Chinese people absolutely thirst for spiritual freedom, for spiritual guidance, and especially among the young generations of Chinese people, which I am a member of. Day and night in China, women, children, child of all age groups thirst for spiritual guidance, for freedom. But the Chinese Communist Party have brutally suppressed these people seeking their God-given inalienable right to freedom of religion, to freedom of speech. You have Falun Gong practitioners literally taking to concentration camps and having their organs harvested for money, live organ harvesting for money, murder for money. And then you have the underground Christians that are persecuted like it's the middle-aged Christian. And this is the 21st century. And this is happening day and night in China. And the Communist Party of China wants the people to have, it's an atheist, dictatorial, techno-authoritarian state. They don't want you to have any other religion, they don't want you to have any other belief other than the communist doctrine. They don't want you to believe in God. They don't want you to believe in a supreme being. They don't want you to believe in love. They use hatred, deception, and lies to control the people. And to answer your question, sir, absolutely. We thirst for religious freedom and religious guidance.
跑什么呢？抓着一个要跑。
都好10点在那排队，排嘛排到。
以后你们在做了没得编号，全部就放到一个盒子里面，那谁是谁的都不知道，这做了有没有意义呢？你们看看大，我已经做完了。
一个瓶子噻，你说这做的么事？20个人一个瓶子，你说这是么的？这完全是的嘛。
你们看儿子，你们看儿子。
哈尔滨龙江旅游的出租车活不了了啊，都上公司来了，院外排满了，院内也全排满了，驾驶员活不了了啊，收费才没有，这疫情还没完事呢，高额费用驾驶员受不了，车陆续往里进呢，院外已经满了。
头盔，抢货了啊！抢货了！61个啊！
我现在的地理坐标在温州乐清新塘工业区，这里是全国最大的头盔生产基地哈，占全国销量的40%。我带大家看一下了，抢头盔这些人哈，看看这都抢头盔的，看这一波波人哈，对的，都在这排着呢啊。看看这个，还有现。
你保庇20年了，还不给别人拍照？拿出来看的。你保庇都20年了，还不给别人拍照？走上班反映哪个？推诿草坪，投诉无门，被红党2人中国，坚决开防，团结主水汉城，本地相关政府部门。
华尔街日报和加拿大广播公司 CBC 报道，与中国所有社交媒体平台一样，微信需确保通过应用程序传递的所有内容都符合中共政府的要求。 众所周知，该应用程序国内版本是用自动审查和人工审查相结合的方式，以识别和消除对政治人物以及在中国被视为禁忌的其他内容的批评言论。多伦多大学安全研究小组公民实验室在5月7号发布的一份报告中，展示了微信如何密切监视在中国大陆以外用户的活动。公民实验室的研究发现，当在中国境外注册的微信用户之间发送的文件和图像被发送给中国境内用户时，便会触发审查制度。
我想今天我特别重点给国内战友们说，不要冲动啊！我们要达到最小的牺牲，最小的代价啊，让共产党灭亡。另外一个，说实在话，共产党它一定会灭亡，没咱爆料革命开始灭亡，只是时间的问题啊，只是时间的问题。我们就是希望中国走向法治、民主、自由的亿万个公民的民间 NGO 组织啊，我们就是依法在美国和其他国家依法注册的民间公益组织，现在叫法治基金，叫法治社会，未来叫什么？叫华夏联邦合众国啊，这个海外公民或者国际公民啊，中国法治、信仰、自由的监督机构啊，它的属性就是公益机构啊，就这么像 WTO 啊，那是上国际公益、国际贸易组织，联合国是国际政治协调组织，我们就是国际啊，国际上监督没有共产党新中国走向法治、民主、自由的监督机构，包括媒体、金融机构啊，包括选举委员会、人权、宗教啊，按照没有共产党新中国成立1人1票选出的宪法，依法履行职责，监督新政府。这就是我们没有共产党的新中国啊，一定会到来，它只是时间和方式问题。
Stop people to get the values. We need to stop people to die.